Welcome to PeopleCert SCRUM Developer e-learning module by oneworldtraining.com. So in this module, we will discuss about the fundamentals of Scrum development. We will talk in detail the kind of requirements which is needed for completing the Scrum Developer certification. We will run past the details of modules which are required to be completed, and we will provide the insights about these modules as well. So talking about One World Training is a global training organization which focuses on various types of training, also have offices across the world in US, UK, Netherlands, India, Malaysia, South Africa, UAE, and various other countries as well. So One World Training provide training in IT, business management, project management, ISO standards, GDPR, and there are more than 150 plus training offering provided by One World Training. One World Training deliver these contents or courses in 5 ways: through the public classroom based training, through online, from home or work. It also provides e-learning based modules as well, and a blended approach of self-paced e-learning with in-person support for any kind of instructions. So One World Training is an authorized training center, and it is endorsed by leading global professional bodies. So it has partnership with PeopleCert, it has partnership with Exin, it has partnership with other organizations as well. So it is one of the leading training and certification provider. So this is the copyright content detail. So as we say, this uh, document or this content is basically protected by copyright, and it cannot be reproduced under any terms and conditions. It can only be used by ATO, which is the authorized training organization. If there are any specific questions and query, so you can reach out to info@peoplecert.org and visit their website www.peoplecert.org as well. So PeopleCert, as a global leader in certification, PeopleCert have more than 2,000 accredited training organizations around the world, and they are providing these exams basically on the web-based. Previously, it was paper-based as well, but now majorly it is web-based, and it have exam in more than 25 languages. So delivering exams across more than 200 plus countries every year, and it have a portfolio of more than 500 exams, and it is growing as well. So that's in a nutshell about PeopleCert as a global leader in certification. So introducing about yourself will be more relevant if we would have been a face-to-face discussion, but then since this is e-learning, I'll skip it for the time being. A few important pointers. Obviously, it was also making sense if it was a physical training, but then yes, we will try to uh, do the recording. I will try to complete the module in a timely manner, and we want to ensure that people should get benefited by hearing this session. We'll also talk and discuss about exam. So we'll see what are the requirements for exam in detail, and by end of this course or at the end of this course, you can provide the feedback as well. So course material obviously is as part of this e-learning module. You will get the overall syllabus in the different section. You will also see this presentation which we are talking and discussing uploaded You can find the course supplement, sample exam, question paper, and Scrum guide as well. So these are the course material. You can always find it in a document section. So talking about the exam details, it is certainly a closed book exam. The duration of this exam is 60 minutes if you are a native English speaker. If you are a non-native English speaker, then you will get additional 15 minutes. So if you are person whose main language is not English, you might get the additional 15 minutes, which makes it 75 minutes. So there are 40 questions which you have to appear and you have to go through, and 70 percentage is your passing marks, so which means that 28 uh, should be correct out of these 40 questions. And certainly it is a multiple choice question wherein there's only one correct answer for each question. People start also say that questions are not tricky, but then uh, believe me and trust me, the questions or the options which are given across, now you need to be using, if you are not knowing some of the questions, you can go for a eliminative approach, since there is no negative marking. So if you understand that you are confident that these two options are not there, so simply eliminate those options, and then the rest two options which are there, you can make a educated quick guess. So that increase your probability of at least uh, clearing and making sure that questions are being answered appropriately. So these are the tricks while appearing in the exam. This is uh, uh, relatively simple exam in terms of the overall difficulty. If you have taken any of the PeopleCert exam previously, you will understand that PeopleCert exams are relatively relatively okay, and they basically test your knowledge in terms of the knowledge retention. So if you have gone and if you have read through any of the document and content, you should be able to reproduce and uh, simulate back during the exam. That's the fundamental pretext of appearing for this exam. So agenda, as we say, so the day one we will cover about the module one, which is agile and Scrum fundamentals. We will also talk about collaboration and the team dynamics as a part of module 2. We will discuss about module 3 as a part of architecture and design. And we will see as part of module 4, which is day 2, in form of refactoring. So what is refactoring? We will discuss about module 5, which is the test-driven development on day 2, and the module 6 is the kind of integrating continuously, which will also be discussed on day 2 as well. So with that, let's start with the PeopleCert Scrum Developer Module 1. So in this module, we will talk about Agile and Scrum fundamentals, and the topics which will be covered as part of this module is what are the Agile values, what are the Scrum basics, the Scrum team details. We will also see the artifacts of Scrum, what are the different events which are there in the Scrum, and how you can think of scaling Scrum using various modules and framework. So module 1, Agile and Scrum fundamental, we will discuss about the Agile values in detail. So before we start, let's have a quick group discussion. Let's try to do a bit of brainstorming in terms of discussing about the beginning of Agile. So if we see the overall Agile as a framework, we will try to discuss it. So how much do you know about the origins of Agile? What are the reasons of being Agile, and the pointers of Agile Manifesto values and principles. So these are the important questions which we can think of discussing. So let's start first with the origins of Agile. So Agile as a framework, as a principle, came into picture starting from early 2000s. So precisely in 2001, there were 15 to 17 people specifically working in various industries, specifically from say IBM and other industries. They came together. They wanted to ensure that how the software or product development can happen in a faster way. So they came together and then they tried to revamp the methods which were existing across. So that's how, with the advent of new century, which is 2000 onwards, precisely as you say in 2001, these set of people wanted to make the software development faster, and then they worked upon the principle and values how we can relook the existing practices. So that was the origin of Agile. And talking about the regions of Agile, the pace, the overall pace was definitely changing, and it was becoming too much faster. So the current existing waterfall model practices for software development was finding some cracks in it. So the waterfall model was still working fine for some of it, but then with the internet age organization, the pace have to be accelerated, and hence these people wanted to come up with those best practices for handling a faster and changing pace organization. So agile was an outcome of that. And talking about the agile manifestos and value, we will talk in detail about these 4 values and 12 principle which is laid down in the agile manifesto. So we will discuss about these value and principle in a minute from now in detail.